Hi everyone and welcome. Boy, is it good to have you here. Well, I'm making a goat milk soap. Are you surprised? You shouldn't be. Yeah, I'm making a goat milk soap, but I decided I wanted to have some fun and make a soap. I recently made my tender and mild soap for a child, or for those with more delicate, tender skin, that kind of thing. And that made me think about, I've not made a soap specifically for kids. Well, that's not true. I have in the past. I did one called Childhood. I have. It was a custom soap that I did for someone, and that was a lot of fun. But I've not just made one like to put in my store or to take to shows or anything like that. And I just got to thinking, gosh, what am I waiting for? So I decided to do that. And I got inspiration from one of the most wonderful products on earth, in my opinion. Haribo Gummy Bears! And this is not the first gummy bear soap you're gonna see. A lot of people have made them. I believe that I don't believe. I know that Tiara at Gypsy Faye has created a gummy bear soap. I've seen other people make them. I mean, all you have to do is do a search on YouTube and you'll find a bunch of them. But you won't find one just like mine. Why? Well, I had leftovers of the lights from Christmas that I used in my reindeer soap, and I used in a few other soaps. So I made some melt and pour and just took a bunch of different colors. I used wheatgrass, I used turmeric, I used spinach, I used rose clay and a natto seed, and I got some fun colors. And I thought I would make some white soap. I'm going to make some round soaps and embed these into my white soaps. Something real simple, but I thought fun. If I were a kid, I think this would be a lot of fun. And I've heard from others who have purchased my others, like the reindeer soap or the Christmas tree or the snowflake soaps that I sold at Christmas. I have heard that the kids could hardly wait to take a bath and use them, and that was so exciting to hear. And so that's exactly the purpose behind this, is I want to make something fun and enjoyable for a child to use, and yet gentle. And I thought about, do I want to fragrance this or not? And I do. And I'm going to do something I don't normally do, I think. And that is to not use just a regular fragrance oil, a regular essential oil, but to do a very mild blend where it's almost not noticeable. I like the smell of the goat milk in soap, and so what I thought is I could put a little extra oatmeal in here, because that gives that, I love the natural smell of goat milk and oatmeal soap. And it's very gentle, and this is a very well ground colloidal oat that will be very gentle on young skin, and I think will be just the right thing to use. So stick with me here, and we're going to make our gummy bear fun soap. And it's, the scent. I said I wanted to do a blend or something, and I thought what I would do is just do a little bit of lavender and a tiny bit of peppermint, but not strong at all. Matter of fact, at the lowest possible formulation, where it's kind of just there, but it's not there, nothing overwhelming. So my goat milk is now melted and ready to go. So now I'll just bring my oils over and we'll start putting this together. All right. One other tip I wanted to share with you. Goat milk is generally, this kind of goes along with the last video that I did on making the avocado soap. And that is that when you're dealing with something like a milk, yes, you can do it as a 100% water replacement, as I do, but remember to work with your calculations a little bit. Goat milk is anywhere from 4 to 7% milk fat. Okay, really good stuff. And if you've already super fatted like a recipe like this to 5%, well, now you're looking at 10 to 12%, depending on how much you're adding, of course. I say 5% of your overall total. Okay, so for instance, you would want to work this with with soap calc or something such as that. But let's say that you're, well, you know what, let me put it on the screen for you to avoid confusion, just to show you. Hopefully that will simplify this a bit. But just something for you to consider, because you don't want your soap to be overly super fatted. If you don't know what that means that a big percentage of your oils are not getting saponified and can speed rancidity, can make your soap soft and dissolve a lot faster and disappear a lot faster. Something to consider. Yeah, is it really great to have a good super fatted soap? Well, yes, depending on the soap, like if you're doing just 100% coconut oil soap, you really have to do that super fatting a little more, because it will just strip your skin. But when using more reasonable blends of soap that already have conditioning and bubbliness factor and creaminess factor, if you get too much, you can really encourage rancidity, because all those oils aren't being turned into soap. That's what super fatting is. A small percentage isn't really a problem because it's distributed through the whole bar, but when you're talking about 10% or more, when you're using a lot of different fats and oils, and something like goat milk or camel milk or donkey milk or whatever it is you're using, that's just something to take into consideration. I'm not an expert in this. I suggest you do some research yourself. All right? Okay, good. So I'll be back with you in a moment with those oils, and we'll put this all together. All right. Here we go. So I've got my oils and my butters ready and my goat milk ready. So I'm going to go ahead and just give these a bit of a blend here, because I'm not as concerned with how thick this gets, since I need it kind of thick to get my embeds to sit on top. Because I'm going to put these on top rather than put them at the bottom, because I want the entire bare face to show. With the stars, it wasn't as big a deal, but here I do want it to completely show. Okay, give me a moment here. I need to scrape this out. Get all of Annie and Teeny and Itsy and Jones milk in here. So I'm not going to be able to get all these on the screen at the same time, so I'll do a few for you here and then you'll catch the rest afterward. I am going to ladle this in because it's just easier than trying to pour into each of these compartments. For me, it can vary from individual. Some people are great at this. I am not one of them. See how I drip? So I'm not going to fill these all the way to the very top because the embeds are going to go in. And I don't want them to overflow when I put the embeds in, because I'm going to press the embed down in a bit. If I didn't already mention, I'm making 36 of these. But I can only get these 12 on the screen easily at a time. I love the sort of natural color, but I did add a bit of TD to this, non-nano TD. I am comfortable with using that since it is safe for the marine animals so far. Now, science could come out later stating that it causes problems too, but hopefully that's not the case. Right now they're saying that the nano, which is the very small titanium dioxide, and the nano zinc oxide, they're used mostly in suntan products and sun protection products, I should say, and they are causing problems for things like the coral reefs and other small marine animals. So I don't want to do that. So wherever possible, make sure that what you're using. Now, if you're buying from a big company like Brambleberry or Wholesale Supply Plus, they're probably only going to use the non-nano because they know it's sold for the soaping community, right? But in the event that you're buying from someone else, do make sure, just double check and make sure that they are providing non-nano products. So I'm going to go ahead and pour the rest of these, and then we'll come back in a bit and add the embeds to them. All right. I know they're messy, but I'm just going to leave it because it'll just be on the mold itself. So I'm going to take off my gloves for this and just be very careful because I don't want to get soap on these. I decided to mix a little bit of paprika, just a tiny, paprika, red clay in with some salt. And I just just a tiny bit, and this is a very, very fine salt, and I just want to sprinkle the very tip top of it just to make it, I don't use mica, so this is kind of my fake mica. It's what I use to color these with red clay and salt. And then I'm going to just kind of sprinkle the tops a little bit, I hope. I'll practice on just a few here and see. Yeah. It kind of looks like mica, doesn't it? I just wanted to give it a little more something around the edges. We'll see how it looks when I mold them. Hi everyone. Well, here they are. What do you think? They're kind of silly, I know. Listen, I know that these, the colors may not be as vibrant as gummy bears, but let me get a few gummy bears in my hand here. I know that these colors are much brighter, than what you're going to see here. But I tried to get some similar colors with the blue, the dark green here, but I've got this lavender color. I've not even seen a gummy bear in lavender, so I just did the best I could. Then I made some light green ones. I didn't do any true red because the clay was so dark. I did make some, but the clay was so dark the light didn't shine through, so those didn't really work. Anyway, let me set these aside. But I'm very pleased with how they turned out. I think that these will be a lot of fun for the kiddies. What do you think? I didn't really need to do the sprinkle on top, I suppose. I may have been better without it. I don't know. Like on this one here, the red clay kind of bled a little across the top, so it's not quite as lovely as, maybe a different one, but overall I'm very pleased. This is the last of the little lights, and I found a use for them, and that I'm happy about. I sold a bunch of them on the website, and of course I had them in the Christmas soaps, but I just thought it would be fun to use them in something a little more kid-friendly, something they might like. So here they are for all of their glory. I hope you enjoy them, and let me know what you think, and I'll see you back soon. Bye, everyone.